Pina, it says here, to provide relevant information on the investigation being conducted by this Bureau in relation to the deputation to conduct background investigation and verification from the Office of the Ombudsman on the joint affidavit dated 23 February 2026 of Bernard Tube et al. So it appears on your authority from the Ombudsman that you just want to ascertain the identity of the affiance. But tell us, if you want to go beyond your deputization, just let us know.
Of course, ano. But yung background investigation and verification will also go beyond mere name and so we will have questions for them pertaining to the
so you are no longer limited on the ascertainment of the identity of the 18, but you would want to dwell on matters raised in their sworn statement.
Definitely, if
So that's your
we
direction.
will be limited to that only. We will be limited to the sworn affidavit submitted before the Ombudsman.
Yes, that's my
Will you be allowing us to do that?
objection to the
No. Ang worry namin is your authority as deputy of the Ombudsman. Right? Nasa inyo. But if you want to dwell beyond the identity of the affiance, then let us know.
Yeah, we are letting you know now.
Diba? Because if you want to interrogate them with respect to their affidavit, I am only the single lawyer for the 18, and you will now dwell on their constitutional right to be assisted by counsel of their choice.
just to be clear, no? They are not suspected of committing any offense, no? So hindi po ito custodial investigation. Let me repeat that this is not a custodial investigation, but just the same, if you want to be present when your clients are interviewed, you are more than welcome to do so.
Yes, because that is the source of our confusion, sir, no? Because no less than the head of your office is ubiquitous in media, already saying that 4 of the people are not, in fact, Marines. 8 of them were not, in fact, employed by Saldico. And he even said a lot more. Let me just point this out. Okay, these are the pervasive assertions of the NBI director. 14 Marines, there are only 14 Marines. The rest are not. That's his allegation already. And he is citing intelligence information given to him. He also said there was a general belonging to Class 75 of PMA who recruited this 18, and they were only employed for 2 years. But we are ready to prove that one of them had been working with Zaldico for 9 years, a lot of them for 7 years, 5 years, 3 years. No? And then he even implied something venal or something corrupt on this 18. He said, these 18 have executed their affidavit because of economic reasons. Na wala daw silang trabaho at wala silang kita, hirap sa buhay. Next, may sinabi pa siya na we verified the flight detail of airtaxi.ph, and according to the certification given to us, there was no flight to Ilocos Norte between 2023 to 2025. But the affidavit says it was in 2022. Why did he skip the 2022? So, I think the director, and I'm sure you will follow what the director is saying, because I know, Attorney Raimundo, that you are very close to the new director. Okay? So, let me just finish. No? So, my concern as a party involved here is that you subpoenaed us to ascertain the identity of the 18. Now you are telling us you want to go beyond the identity of the affiance. So, under what authority are you trying to do that? Because you are limited by the deputation by the Ombudsman. And if you want to get into the details, the Ombudsman already sent me a letter requiring us to perform a positive act of supplying additional information, etc., etc. So, my worry now is, Ombudsman will conduct a factual investigation. NBI will also conduct its own factual investigation that is beyond the deputation of Ombudsman. And you know that the law fronts on two agencies investigating the same factual issue because of the danger of two agencies coming out with different results. That is what the law prohibits. So that's why, with due respect, sir, Attorney Raimundo and ma'am, no? Let us limit our exercise now to conform with your subpoena. But if you want to dwell further, send us the proper subpoena so that we can also bring the affidavit, the pictures or videos attached to that affidavit, and some other evidence that you may require. But for now, I'm afraid that we cannot provide any answer to you that is beyond the identity of the 18. Thank you po. Thank you.
Are you finished? Kasi let me just respond briefly. No?
Ma'am, may I just make a manifestation so you can respond to both of us at the same time?
Go ahead.
Attorney Raimundo, we are here lest anyone think that we have something to hide. That's why we are refusing. Let me give you the context. We are here out of respect to the National Bureau of Investigation as an institution.
Thank you, sir.
Nanggaling din po ako rito, the NBI is composed of men and women of high professionalism, integrity, and probity. However, due to political appointments at the very top, nawe-weaponize at nami-misemploy ang powers ng NBI, which is a highly revered institution. Ngayon ko lang nalaman kay Attorney Baligod na meron na palang subpoena o letter na inaanyayahan itong 18 na imbestigahan doon. This reinforces my belief na itong subpoena na ito at yung subpoena roon, dala-dalawa. Kayo, deputize sila, yung main source of the power, ay intended to harass and intimidate not only the 18 but my client and the other persons involved here as well. The fact that you are even telling us that they are going to be interrogated one by one in a room is already abuse, because the limits of your power are only within the four corners of your deputization, as Attorney Levy correctly stated, ascertain the background. Now, if you want to ask my client here about his background, and I believe his background is fairly well known, you ask him now. We will not consent to any one-on-one. That those are tactics that everyone knows are intended to intimidate and scare witnesses. We will not consent to that, custodial interrogation or not, because if you want to question him one-on-one, that's already custodial interrogation in anything but name. Huwag na tayong maglukuhan, Panyero. Tinatakot nyo na kami. May question kayo, you're here. We are not. He's here now. You ask him. Tapos.
Okay. Thank you. Sige. Let's respond to that. First off, let me just say na first of all, thank you for recognizing the integrity of the men and women in the NBI. So, you have our oath as lawyers and law enforcers that we are impartial. This is a fact-finding investigation. We will go where the evidence leads. Alright?
Narinig ko namin yun eh.
Also, I just objected to the use of the word interrogation. As I said earlier, hindi po ito interrogation. The individuals subpoenaed today are not suspected of committing any offense. They are subpoenaed as witnesses. And so what we will do is an interview. Okay? Now, we are interviewing them individually for efficiency, to save time. But of course, if Attorney Baligod so chooses, he can accompany the interviewees one by one. We just have to schedule him today. But let me just reiterate that, that we are impartial here. We're just following where the evidence will lead. Okay? So, about the deputization from the Ombudsman, we would just disagree with your assertion na it's limited to simply the identity of the subpoenaed individuals. Hindi po, so the background investigation and verification includes the contents of the judicial affidavit and other matters. So the NBI has plenary powers to investigate. We've been deputized by the Ombudsman to investigate, and we will do just that. But if you're telling us that you're objecting to answering questions that pertain to the contents of the judicial affidavit and other matters, then that's noted po. But if it's still okay with you, we'll still proceed with the interview. And then if there are any questions given during the individual interviews that you object to, then you can say so.
Overbroad. Sige, sanat na.
That's my point, sir, no?
Nagluluhan tayo dito.
It says your authority is to conduct background investigation and verification. So whose background are you trying to investigate? Isn't it that the affiant's background is the subject of the subpoena? Because you cannot conduct a background investigation on the facts alleged in the affidavit. It's just a wrong choice of word, if I may. But we are willing to answer your questions. No problem with that, sir. But as I said, I am also, as a lawyer, who believes in the integrity of the institutions that we must protect. What happens now if you will have your own factual report and Ombudsman will also have its factual report?
We will submit our factual reports to the Ombudsman.
Exactly, sir. So why this duplicity in the exercise when Ombudsman itself also will conduct its own factual investigation?
Sir, you're questioning the wisdom of the Ombudsman there. We are just following orders here. We've been instructed to conduct these interviews. That's what
No,
we
sir,
do.
I think it's too far a conclusion that I am questioning the wisdom of the Ombudsman. What I'm just saying is, you sent us a subpoena, and we complied with your subpoena. We appeared here, believing that the purpose of the subpoena is to conduct background investigation. Had you informed us that you will dwell beyond the identity of the affiants, then you could have prepared also. Because I'm sure you will be asking, number one, where did these photos came from? Who took the photos? Where is the original of these photos stored in your computer equipment, right? Those will be your logical questions. Number two, who recruited you to execute your affidavit?
Do you want to answer that now?
Okay? Yeah, we are ready. No? Number three, you would want to say, is there anybody, were you paid to execute this affidavit? Those will be your questions. Diba? Who is now providing for your food, for your security, etc. Since when were you employed with Zandico? Who is this general belonging to Class 75 that director had been saying recruited you? We are ready to answer all of those. With
So,
due
sir,
respect.
what do you suggest so we can proceed to that?
Sorry, good questions. Maybe you can answer them.
Yes, I think if you want. But what you suggest, ma'am, as I
What do you
said,
suggest, sir?
as I said,
So at least we can come to an agreement.
yes, they send us another subpoena so that, you know, you will be asking where is the original of this picture. They don't have it with them because they will not told to bring it with them.
We can always issue another subpoena. Just because we issue the subpoenas for today, does not mean we're precluded from issuing one or two in the future.
Exactly. So we can agree, for now, we can establish their identity. The director is saying 4 of them are not Marines.
Are you ready with our identity documents, sir?
Yes, even their serial number.
All right.
So,
That's good.
yes ma'am. So identity first, and then if you want to go further, send us subpoena so we can also be prepared to respond to your questions intelligently and promptly. Diba? Kasi pag mag-question kayo ngayon, asan yung original nito? Eh, hindi namin din
Sir,
nila.
what do you...
Congressman Jing, without formal charges in court at wala pa nga, and without the prosecutors or the fiscal filing cases, can the NBI conduct arbitrary and on their own custodial investigation tantamount to holding into their office or into their custody any suspects or any person, any subject that they wish to invite?
Well, ang sinabihan ko nga si Mike, kasi as a lawyer, hindi ka pwedeng pilitin pumunta doon eh.
Yes.
So tinanong ko siya, pupunta ba kayo? Sabi niya, pupunta sila eh. Because you don't have to go.
Tama.
They don't have to appear. Hindi naman sila persado mag-appear eh. Wala namang yung NBI, wala namang power to compel. To compel and to compel and give them in contempt.
Jay,
No.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sige, ma'am, guide, ma'am, guide.
Yes, Lorraine, yes.
Our experience with the Marcos administration, is that they don't follow the law, right?
Yes, yes.
They spit on the law, diba? They don't give a shit about due process or anything like that. So, kami ni Eric, for instance, we were invited at the HOR. Even sila Crisette, no, the bloggers, invited. And yet, if you didn't go there, they would illegally detain you. Yan ang patapos.
Yes,
Yung
yes.
pananakot, no?
Correct.
And that was what they did to me and Eric. So all of these things, no, from my experience with them, no, is that there's no law in the Philippines anymore. They've spat on it. They have made it exceedingly clear to the Filipino people that the Constitution no longer exists. The mere fact that President Rodrigo Roa Duterte is in The Hague, no, that's exactly the level of impunity and shamelessness and brazenness of this bangag administration. So it sounds really almost pitiful when we invoke the law and say, well, they were just invited. Diba? You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah. Nandun na tayo
right.
na wala na talagang sinusunod ngayon na
Yes.
sila nga mismo sabi nga nila, we can bend the law, 'di ba?
Yes.
So this is one probably instance where they are bending the law to favor whatever they wish to come out as far as this 18 Marines and former Congressman Defensor and Baligod for that matter, no? So tingnan natin kung anong outcome nito.
Attorney Jing, makabak-in ako sa'yo. Ay, tatanong ko naman rin, ma'am, ipalo up ko to. Though this may still be hypothetical, pero highly probable to happen today, bilang abogado, what if hindi sila pauwiin ngayon? Isa-isa silang i-custody dahil may ongoing investigation on supposedly cases to be filed against them, ang NBI. What would be the remedy? Anong pwedeng gawin?
Well, kung may mga kasama naman silang lawyer, the lawyer can, tell the NBI that hindi pwede silang i-place in custody. Hindi pwede yun. And that will be in violation of law. Pwede silang magkaso sa NBI. Kasi ano yan, it will now, if they will be placed in custody, that is tantamount to warrantless arrest. Once you are, you're already being arrested without a warrant.
Correct.
And ang warrantless arrest, there are certain, preconditioned things that should happen before a warrantless arrest can be held.
Like
Diba?
what? Like what?
You are one is you are a prisoner that got out of the jail. You jailbreak. Another one is you are caught in flagrante while you are committing a crime. You can be arrested. Or yung tinatawag nilang continuing offense, no? But this is not they're not committing a crime.
Therefore, Jing, none of those conditions exist.
Walang conditions na ganon that exist. And very clear from the invitation it is revealed that they were just there for questioning, for questioning lang, or for clarificatory
Interview.
interrogation or whatever,
Yeah. Tama. Ma'am Noreen, delikado po ang sitwasyon na ito. Kaya namin tinalakay ito. Secretary Jing Paras, you being a lawyer, hindi kami mga abogado.
Yeah,
Ma'am
unang-una ka Eric, yung sinasabi sa interview ni Melvin Matibag, alam mo naman to si Melvin Matibag, kasama namin ni Lorraine ito.
Sobrang di ba, Jing? Sobrang
Walang,
sip-sip KPRR.
well, I cannot say now na walang hiya ito, pero in
Walang
the
hiya
meantime,
yan. Ako na magsasabi, napakawalang hiya niyan.
nakinabang ito ng gusto sa
Jing.
panahon ni Duterte.
Jing, sobrang
Yes.
sip-sip kay PRRD. Sabihin
Correct.
natin. Sobrang sip-sip kay PRRD. No, talagang pinagpilitan niya yung sarili niya. Okay?
Bata-bata ito ni Kusi. Itong si Kusi, itong nagdala niyan. Tao ni Kusi ito ever
Ganun
since
ba? I didn't know
doon pa
that.
sa airport. Tapos pinabigyan pa ni Kusi ng matinding trabaho na pwedeng, alam mo na, it's a lucrative position, no? Yung Transco. So, in fact, I had a chance to talk to him nung nalaman ko na umalis na siya sa PDP. I told him, kasi kaibigan ko ito, with due respect. I told him, pare, nandiyan ka na pala. Sabi niya, nga, Kong, siyempre, congresswoman na yung asawa ko, kailangan sumama sa grupo, parang ganon. So hindi lang siya sumama sa grupo.
Operator.
Ano na siya ngayon? Henchman na ni Marcos siya ngayon.
Henchman, yan. Hatchetman. Ma'am, Congressman Jing, gusto ko pong i-follow up yung binabanggit nito. Kasi, kaliwat kanan ng pagsasampa ng kaso. In fact, kung hindi niyo ako tinulungan, no, I will be very frank and straightforward. Nakulong ako, Secretary Paras, kung hindi ako nakapag-bail out sa tulong po ninyo at ng iba pa, kaibigan ni Ma'am Lorraine, sila former Congressman Mike tumulong, at iba pa, hindi ko na i-mention. Pero, kaliwat kanan pa rin ang kaso na isinasampay. In fact, kahapon lang, kasama ko si Ginoong Jason sa another counter affidavit and preliminary investigation sa DOJ, NBI pa rin. At nandun nga ang dalawang agents nila, cyber libel against Marcos sa kanyang health. Ang tanong ko ngayon sa inyong dalawa, you can react both on this. Dahil naging bahagi kayo ng gobyerno ni Pangulong Duterte bilang top officials. Bakit ganito ngayon ang sitwasyon at parang normal lang sa mga tao dahil hindi sila direktang binibiktima, pero malala na ang paggamit ng paglabag sa batas, pagsalaula, bendalo, iniikutan ng batas, winimipilize ang batas doon sa mga kritiko na hindi naman ginawa sa panahon ni Pangulong Duterte. May mga kritiko din noon. Ano ang comparative views ninyo? Bakit para na-normalize ito? Na okay lang na ginagawa ito ni Marcos, nagnanakaw na, nandarambong na, gumagamit pa ng instrumento ng martial law, halos hindi pumapalag ang mga Pilipino. Congressman Jing and Ma'am Lorraine.
Well, unang-una, this is a form of harassment. This is a form of persecution. They are using this, bending the law to, make people stop or stop criticism, stop their, availing of the rights under the Constitution tulad ng Bill of Rights. The right of speech, the right to, express your grievance, the right to assembly. Ito lahat ay kinikilala ng ating saligang batas. Kunyari, ginagamit nila ang existing laws as an exception daw to the Bill of Rights. So, gagamitan nila ng mga technicality or whatever or misinterpretation of the law. For instance, very clear naman yung mga elements ng inciting to sedition sa revised penal code. I-misinterpret nila so that mayroon silang pagkakataon na sampahan ka ng kaso.